Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. Alright, so let's talk about the upcoming characters since Nexon released a new roadmap up to August. Now, big shout out again to Nexon for doing all of this. Nexon, you are the best. Regardless of what people have been saying about you, Nexon, I think you're doing a good job, keep it up. So let's talk about everything that's been going on. If you guys haven't been following the news, right? So every time you log into the game, I think there's this thing that's bugging you. To check out their Twitter, which I'm gonna bring up the link right here. Alright, so if you guys didn't follow Blue Archive Twitter page, so here is what they have posted, right? So basically there's a daily logs, if you guys are not aware, for the upcoming next event. So right now we still have a Akko and a few others, but I think once Akko banner leaves, we're gonna have this new event going on, the daily logs Womp in the Snowy Landscape. So this will begin at 12th of July. So right now it's the month of July. Notice here we're gonna have the main event going on. This is going to be the Hot Springs event. And then if you haven't pre-registered, make sure you guys do this. Enter your email address, select either your Android or iOS depending, right? And then you're gonna get 1.2k pyroxenes. Now, do you still get it regardless? I have no idea. I usually just register it anyways, just to be safe. Alright, if you don't want to miss on the 1200 pyroxenes, make sure you guys do so. And that will give you the free pyroxenes that you're gonna need throughout. Now, as you can see, the Hot Spring Resort number 227 daily log event story. So apparently it's surrounding Nodoka based on what I'm seeing. Nodoka is the girl that has the big giant telescope that always spy on Sensei. She looks very different and she's finally a 3-star in the, in this event. So yeah, the event basically consists of a bunch of things. So you can see complete event tasks to acquire pyroxenes and credit points. So you can farm Cherino, Chinatsu and Fuuka's Elapse. Now keep in mind this is going to be the default version, not any of the new version, right? So hopefully you can try and get those in the event as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. You can also obtain some pyroxenes along the way. So this one is going to be quite good. Cherino is the 3-star that you can sort of get in the event, so hopefully farm as much as you can for her if you don't have her yet. So as you can see, right now we're gonna have Nodoka, we're gonna have Cherino. This is the girl that I think she is an NPC for the time being, not playable. Also same applies for her, non-playable. This is Tomo, she's gonna have a character in the future. I think this is NPC for the time being. And Chinatsu. So let's talk about all of these characters and talk about the roadmap. So you can see in the month of July, we're gonna have these 4 characters. We have Chinatsu Hot Springs, we have Tomo, which is a 1-star character that you can get from the event. We have Cherino Hot Springs, we have Nodoka Hot Springs. Now ideally, alongside with that, we also get Tactical Challenge Season 3 and new furnitures, right? So this is going to be all added in July. Now moving on alongside with all these 4 characters, we're also gonna have the main story. So Volume 3 Eden Treaty Chapter 3 first half episode 1-9, right? So this one is going to be quite interesting. More story. If you guys haven't been following, I do like the story of Blue Archive, definitely very good story. But in August, as you can see, now we're gonna have a couple of new things going on. All right, New Year's Rhapsody number 68. So this is going to be interesting in August because I do think that the characters in July, they are pretty alright, but the character in August might be a much better one if you are really looking to pull, because the New Year Aru and New Year Mutsuki are both limited. Alright, so these 2 characters, as far as I know, they are both limited. So if you're trying to pull, this one is going to be much better. Sarika New Year apparently is the only New Year version of characters where you can obtain. She will be added to the standard banner later on. So in August, we're going to have pretty cool banners going on, but alongside with that, we're also going to get story, right? In September, now this is where I think everyone should save their pyroxenes for. September, we're gonna have Wakamo. Alright, so if you guys are not aware, Wakamo is a very strong broken unit. She probably might be one of the better mystic characters that's gonna be released in a while. So I do think that whether you're free to play, pay to win, you gotta save for Wakamo. Now let's have a look at this month of September specifically. What are they doing? Event story, Shale's Happy Valentine Patrol. Alright, so they are going to add new commission stage J. Max level is going to increase from 75 to 78. So new exclusive weapon achievement is added, Craft Restructure. So we're going to have Wakamo, Fubuki from the event that you can farm. She's a 1-star, Sina and Chihiro. Now, they don't really mention anything. In September, apparently there's 2 main banners. We're gonna have one more later on for the Cherry Blossom Festival Commotion. Now this one, last time we do have this on the global, right? So we have this alongside with Izuna, but this time they're adding a new character called Mimori. And alongside, a total assault new difficulty will be added called the Insane difficulty. This is going to be kind of insane. You might need one extra team finally. And 17th mission will be added. So let's talk about the Wakamo banner. Generally, why do you want to save for Wakamo specifically? Again, like I mentioned, it's not mentioned right here, but let me bring you guys up to what is happening or what has happened in JP. So when Wakamo came out, the banner is not a standard banner, it's quite unique. It's a 4 days banner, right? And then it has 5% rate up to all 3-star students. Now the rate in Blue Archive has always been 2.5%. Alright, so 2.5% chance to get any character. So right now we have Akko banner, and if you guys haven't pulled already, please pull for Akko banner. I think Akko is probably one of the best characters that we're gonna have for a while. So the thing is, 2.5%, that particular rate is gonna be doubled during Wakamo banner. Alright, so ideally, again, this is assuming that we are following the JP, right? So take everything with a grain of salt. There's a chance that global might be a bit different, but I doubt it will be, knowing that it's Nexon, and I do believe in Nexon, so it's gotta follow the same thing. So 5% rate up for all 3-star students. That is insane. Alright, 4 days banner. They minimize and they reduce the banner. That's why you can see we do have multiple events going on in September. So I do think that for every player out there, you should definitely try to save for Wakamo. Try to save as much pyroxene as you can. Even if you get Wakamo along the way, maybe continue pulling, because 5% is just insane. The rates is just crazy. I might consider, wailing for a bit, but now that you guys know this information, I think it's crucial that you guys start saving from today. Alright, it's rare to find a gacha game that you get 5% to get a highest rarity, right? So this is going to be quite rare. This banner is going to happen only once, maybe once per year. So I feel like if you miss it, it's going to be gone, right? So ideally, I do think that it's kind of a smart thing to not pull at any of these characters, right? Ideally, I know it's a bit tempting. In July, we have 4 characters here. In August, we also have 3 characters. And then right in September, it's going to be quite a while more. We will have a lot of banners that you guys might have to skip. But I think the end goal for me personally, I'm going to save for Wakamo, pull all in, go all in on her banner. Now let's talk about Wakamo. So why is she so good, right? So again, the banner is what makes her extremely valuable. It's not just for her specifically, but if you guys want to look at her skills and her kits, let's have a look. So she is a mystic type, as you guys can see, light armor on the defense. Alright, she's a 3-star. Now move on to the skills. So she has a 4-cost EX skill. Now her EX skill is kind of interesting. She does 325% damage against one enemy, and all damage dealt by her allies will be accumulated for 10 seconds, which the accumulated damage will be released and dealt again to the enemy in mystic damage. So after she used EX skill, the next 10 seconds, you accumulate that damage will be double apparently, right? So Wakamo will release the attack again in mystic form, but it has a limit of 1322% of Wakamo's attack. So this is quite an interesting skill overall, and 10 seconds is a lot of duration, especially in raids, so this is going to deal a lot of bonus damage for sure. Alright, normal skill, every 25 seconds, she deals 369% damage against one enemy. Again, this is very good for boss. Passive skill, increase her own attack by 26.6%. And the last sub skill, she does extra damage against boss. Now again, this 30% extra damage against boss is just insane, because this is ideally why you want to pull for a character, because they are good in raid bosses. So I think Wakamo is definitely a character that's worth pulling for, definitely worth waiting for. Now for the upcoming characters, let's have a look at all of the Onsen buff characters, in case you guys plan to pull for them. First, let's have a look at Nodoka. She's alright. She's a 3-star now. She's special, so that means she will be at the back. Alright, she's a healer in most cases. So let's have a look at her skills. It's a little bit random. It's a 4-cost random heal, and you can see every 3 seconds she tosses random snack to an ally with the lowest HP for 32 seconds within the round shape area. So whatever she tosses is going to heal depending on, on the percentage. So the Hot Spring Manju restores 38.6%, Corn Stick restores more, and then another Hot Spring Manju restores even more, right? So going on to the normal skill, every 25 seconds, she will increase recovery of one of the ally with the lowest HP for 31.6%. And then passive skill, increase heal of her own by 26.6%, sub skill, increase allies attack by 17.3%. Now you can see nothing impressive right there. I would say Serena seems to be a better healer in my honest opinion. Now let's have a look at Cherino Hot Springs. Now Cherino Hot Springs is also special and she stays at the back. Now what she does is at 6 cost EX she summons a tank. And this tank is gonna, deal damage, inherit 17% of her attack, and every 3 normal attacks, she deals 216% damage to one enemy and 324% damage to enemies behind them in a fan-shaped area. Now, normal skill, as you can see, every 15 seconds, she deals 259% damage to enemies in the round-shaped area. Passive skill, you can see she increased her own attack by 26.6%, and the last sub skill, she increased allies crit damage by 17.3%. I don't think she's as impressive overall as, let's say, Hibiki or even someone like Akko. So hopefully you guys pull for Akko, because I do think that Akko is the one that's worth the pyroxenes compared to all of these. Now Chinatsu, let's talk about Chinatsu Hot Springs. Now, a lot of players have been saying that Chinatsu is probably the most worth character out of the bunch. If you're trying to pull for any onsen buff characters, Chinatsu is the one that you want to go for. She's a striker, so she stays in front and she's a mystic type. So if you look, she does have the ability, EX cost 2, to increase attack speed by 60% to one ally for 30 seconds. Normal skill, every 25 seconds she increased the attack speed of one ally by 35% for 20 seconds. Alright. Passive skill, increase max HP by 26.6%, and the last sub skill, when she uses EX skill, she grants a shield that inherit 205% of her heal to herself for 30 seconds. Not bad, she can protect herself, she can also buff allies, but yeah, I think her EX skill 2 cost is kind of a good one to cycle. Increasing attack speed is not too bad, 60% is kind of a lot. I do think that she is actually not that bad of a character, but again, compared to Akko, I feel like Akko can provide much more. And last but not least, Tomo, which I think every character or everybody should be able to get, because she's a farmable character in the next event. So hopefully you guys farm for her. Now you can see Tomo is a striker. Alright, again she moves to the front. She's a penetration. Her EX skill in my opinion is a bit weird. You can see she has the ability to increase allies crit rate by 20.1%, crit damage by 20%, and attack speed by 30%. But it reduced their range by 38.5%, almost 40%. Now this might seem impressive at first because increasing so much crit rate, crit damage, and speed, but the thing is, reducing the range is going to affect a lot of things, right? Especially you have snipers that hide behind cover, now suddenly they have to move to the front and putting them at risk somewhat. So I think it depends on the strategy, depending on what boss. Shirokuro, maybe you can do that, but in some bosses, like Hieronymus and stuff, I don't think you want to move to the front, right? So it really depends, like again, if your character is taking cover or not. Normal skill, every 30 seconds she deals 447% damage to one enemy. Passive skill, increase her own attack. And the last sub skill, you can see when attacked she deals 108% damage to shielded enemies. Now, I do think that out of this bunch, again, I still think Chinatsu most likely is the most worth it. If you want to pull for only one character, she's the one to go for. Otherwise, I'm gonna say save for Wakamo. Wakamo is just so good. That's my advice for you guys. Hopefully you guys actually save for Wakamo, and I hope that everything is going to be the same as JP server. We're going to get the 5% rate up banner. That's just going to be so valuable. I really am looking forward to it. September is just going to be like in 2 or 3 months time. Hopefully I will be able to save as much as I can moving forward as well. Now again, big shout out to Nexon for sharing roadmaps like this. At least we know what's to come. We can plan ahead based on what's happening in JP server as well. Like, it's just so convenient, it's just so good. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys saving for Wakamo as well? As always, if you haven't already, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.